Hello friends, I hope everybody's doing well. First of all, I'm about 2 subscribers away from 800, and I want to thank all you subscribers that subscribed to me over the last 2 years. I really appreciate it. Okay, so today I want to start doing the finishing touches on the second snowplow tractor, which would be the 73 C8, which you're probably sick of seeing, those that follow me. What I want to do today is, I don't know if you remember when it had the hood on it, it was like in primer, it was really rough. So what I did yesterday so far is the inside of the hood, I just scraped off all the loose paint. I didn't go crazy on the inside, and I don't know if you can see it from there. I'm gonna have to get the camera around anyway for when we get to work on it. What I'm doing right now is I'm just using my wire brush on the drill instead of using the sanding disc that I normally do. I have it right here. Like when we did the 67, the number 1 plow tractor, when we did the 67 L8, I just sanded everything down to bare metal, and then I primed it and I painted it. If those of you that remember that. But we're not going that crazy on this tractor. I'm just doing a partial thing on this. I'll show you what I'm doing on the hood first. I just want it to look presentable in case the other tractor breaks down and I have to take it out on the road to do the snow plowing. I want to do that. Also, it has an intermittent fuel flow problem. Okay, so if you run it for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I noticed it would stall out. And then I would choke it still didn't want to start. So it would just take the cap off and blow in the tank, and then it would start up again. So I have a feeling I know what it is, and we're going to go over the fuel system on that. But first, what I want to do is, they of course said it wasn't going to be windy today, but it is about 15 degrees colder than it was yesterday. But I was able, like I said, to scrape the inner part of the hood, and I did most of the outer part of the hood. And I used this wire brush on the drill here. I used this, and just to make it semi-smooth, you know, it's gonna have swirly marks on it and everything, but there's still primer left on this. So what I'm gonna do is, I have some cheap black paint that I bought from Walmart, which I'll show you later. It used to be 98 cents a can, but today I think it's a little over $2 a can. But I like that paint because it's a high gloss black paint and it dries really quick too. So what I'm going to do is I'll put like a coat or 2 of that on there, and I'll just let it dry, and then we're going to paint it Rust-Oleum glossy orange. We're going to paint it, and then we'll get to doing the fuel flow problem, because I want to run the tractor, because we're going to do an oil change on it. And Walmart finally had the oil filter for it. This takes a PH 8A, which is for older Fords and Chryslers. They usually have a whole bunch of them there. They had the one in the silver box. I forget exactly what they call that one. It's supposed to be a better Fram filter. And it was like $8 or $9. I don't want to spend $8. We already spent about 400, maybe a little over on this tractor already, between rebuilding the engine and everything like that. So yeah, today they had the filter, and I think that ran about $4 and change. Alright, so I'm going to get the camera set up. I'm going to show you exactly what I did as far as just smoothing out the paint here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I didn't do this part yet, and it's really like, it's not smooth. Okay, so this is the part I did. I did the sides, I did the front of the hood, and I got up to this point and the battery died on my drill yesterday. So then that's when I decided to just paint the inner part of the hood with some red paint that I had left from some other project. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll just set up the camera here, and I'm just going to sand it down just a little bit, and then we'll apply the first coat. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some brake clean, and what I use is like an old t-shirt. I'll take some brake clean and clean this real good, because you don't want to send the sediment even from the blue paper towels we use, the mechanics blue roll there we use, blue towel, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you don't want any of the fuzzy on the hood, you know. So usually I take an old t-shirt and I spray it down with Brake Clean and get it prepared, and then we'll start painting it. And I'll put the camera up on the tripod here, and I'll just show you a little part of what we do, how I do it here. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a little bit of how I do this. I got this piece of cinder block on here to hold it, otherwise it's going to just keep moving around and stuff. So what I do is I just want it to be smooth. Smoother than it is anyway, because this is really rough here. It's half rust and just some primer. Somebody primed it once or whatever. Like I said before, the inside of the hood was peeling real bad with whatever paint they used. So I just took a scraper, scraped it off, blew it off with some air, and I just threw some paint on the inside of the hood. So it's making a pretty big difference. Like I said, this tractor here, we're just going to throw a quick coat of paint. Just as long as it's got paint, it looks halfway decent. I'm not going to bother getting the right decals for it either. It's supposed to say Gravely Super Convertible. I'm just going to, like, I don't know if you remember, I'll show you when I get to that part, because I don't think I'm going to have this video complete today. I'll just do what I can for now, and then later on I'll show you which sticker we're going to put on the front of the hood here. I'm going to do it that way, and maybe I'll put my channel decals on the side. I don't know, I'll figure it out. So, alright, so as soon as I get it ready for paint, I'll come back and we'll throw the first coat of black paint on it. Looks like the wind died down right now, so I want to try to get this done as quick as possible, because they said this afternoon it's supposed to get windy. So I'll see you guys in a couple seconds. Okay, so I got the black paint on there. First I did what I said I was going to do. I took Brake Clean, and what I like about the Brake Clean also is it's not too harsh, but it gets the job done. And as you take a t-shirt and, you know, wipe it, it dries pretty quick. So it's not too bad for the first coat. I'll tell you the truth, today is too windy for this, definitely. So this is what I use. It's plastic coat. It's a Walmart brand, I guess. Yeah, it used to be nice. It used to be like 98 cents a can. I used to paint Briggs & Stratton, Tecumseh, whatever, engines. And the handles, like the lawnmower handles, were always scraped up. Yeah, it's like a high gloss, and it dries really quick too, and that's what I really like about it. So the hood came out pretty good, not bad at all for, you know, just putting the black on it. I just wanted something to cover it. Like the top up here is like rusty and pitted. I mean, that's the way it is, and that's how it's going to be. So I'm going to put the orange on there. I can't really film painting because of the wind. I don't want to get paint all over the camera, you know. So alright, I'll come back to you as soon as I'm done putting the orange on there. I'm going to try to put it on there. If I'm going to have a problem with it, I'm going to have to wait till it's not windy and do it. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so it was a little bit of a struggle with the wind, fighting the wind, but I don't think it came out half bad for what it was here. And what I used is the Rust-Oleum paint here, and it's a glossy orange. And yeah, I like the paint, I like the color, so it came out pretty good. What you want to do when you paint, you don't want to just take the can and try to just cover the whole thing at once. What you want to do is just take like light coats You know, just put light coats on, have patience. It takes a while, especially if it's windy out. Yeah, I'm going to put the sticker on the front, the Gravely sticker. You probably saw one on one of my other Gravely's. Or at the very top of my sticker board, I have one up there. I just taped it on there just to have that on there. I think I only have 2 left, and they're out of stock. I want to order more of those, but I'm not going to go crazy like I said and put the Gravely decals are supposed to go on the side here. Gravely Super Convertible, but I'm not going to bother with all that. Alright, so we're done with the hood. I'm pretty glad because it's windy and I wanted to get it done. And I'm just going to let this dry. We'll put this aside and I'll get set up and we're going to see what's going on with this fuel flow problem here. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so when I first got the tractor, it had that usual rust in the tank. Okay, so what I did was I didn't take the shut off valve off. What I did was I just had this hose disconnected here. I just put a regular hose on it and I just flushed it out with some gasoline and got as much of the rust out as I could. Now in here, I've changed these before, and what they have is a screen attached to this that goes up into the tank here, and I don't like that screen. When I replace these things, I usually just cut that screen off because I use one of these filters here. You know, the filter will catch all the stuff, and that's what gives you the problem a lot of times. That's why when you blow in the tank, then you get the fuel to circulate. But unfortunately, I can see some sediment in the filter here. Usually when I get these tractors, it takes about 2 or 3 filters to go through before the whole tank and the system is clean. I think the system is pretty clean right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the hose here. I'm going to stick another 3/8 hose in there and just run the fuel into a container, a clear container, and I'll see how bad the fuel is, if there's sediment. You know, you could always use like a coffee filter or something. You could just stick the coffee filter in the funnel and just pour the gas in there, and the coffee filter will catch all the sediment. Or depending on how much gas is in here, I'll just put it in the coffee can I use to clean parts. So on this fuel system here, I just showed you that part. And this is all new. It's all new fuel line. I know I don't use clamps. I should use clamps, but I don't. It's a centrifugal, gravity-fed fuel system. I never had a problem with it, and the hoses go on pretty hard onto the filter and onto the carburetor inlet. So, okay, so I just want to explain one thing to you. When I was talking about doing the 67 plow tractor, that I did the complete restoration on it, I painted everything. I even took the gas cap and I guess I wire wheeled it, and then I painted it orange. So I got the whole tractor back together, started the tractor up, and ran for about a minute, died. What happened was, on top of the cap here, it's the vent. And I guess the paint, the paint, of course, not gas, but it did. The paint clogged the vent. So it wasn't allowing the gas tank to vent. So what I did was always clean the vent with the cap off. Don't do it when it's on there because you don't want any debris to go into the tank. So I cleaned that and then it was okay. Alright, so I'm going to set the camera up low here. And I'm going to disconnect this over here. I'm going to disconnect the hose at the carburetor too, and I'm going to blow through it and make sure, I'm pretty sure the flow's okay. I mean, I don't know, just a little bit of sediment at the bottom here. So I'll be back to you in a few minutes. Alright, so I disconnected the fuel line at both ends here. And I can blow through this pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain the whole tank out. I might have to let the jack I'm gonna let the jack down too and get every bit of gas out. And then we'll take off this fuel tap. We'll take that off, the shut off valve here. And like I said, I never had this off, so maybe it does have that screen on there. I'm gonna do away with the screen. As long as you have a filter in the system, I think I said that already. As long as you have a filter in the fuel system with these tractors, then you'll be all right with it. So, all right, so I'm gonna shut you off for a minute. I can blow through this fine. I just don't like the sediment in there. The fuel filter's doing what it's supposed to do, but it'd be a good idea if I change it though. I have to pick one up. The last one I picked up at Home Depot, it was a John Deere filter. Can you imagine? It was 14 bucks for a little engine filter like this. I mean, come on. I took it back. I returned it. So I'm going to try Lowe's or somebody. Walmart took all their seasonal stuff. They took all the lawnmower filters and all that stuff off the shelf when I went there today. So I'm going to have to go to Lowe's and see if they got one in stock. It's not a John Deere. I mean, I don't mind spending $7 or $8, but come on, 14 bucks? What are you, crazy? Yeah. All right, so I'll be back to you shortly. I'll get this tank drained out, and then we'll take that off and see if there's a screen on it. Well, I didn't realize this thing almost had a gallon of gas in it. I had to use 2 of these containers. At any rate, I drained all the gas out of the tank. There's no sediment at all in either one of these. So that rust and the dirt problem, the old gas that it had in it, we ran it long enough for it to all be out of it. So, all right, so let me get back over there and we'll take off the fuel shut off valve there. And we'll see if it has that screen on it. I don't know, it came out pretty good, the gas. I just stuck a 1/4-inch hose on there and just let it drain into these containers. Unless something happened with the carburetor. I mean, I cleaned the carburetor about 3 or 4 times on it. So, I don't know what happened. That's a mystery. Well, if this fuel shut-off still has a screen on it, then I would say that that's the problem. So, what I'm using here, well, I'm using an 11 millimeter. I can't find my 7/16, so it's either 7/16. I'll pull this line off here. It's either 7/16 you can use or 11 millimeter fits it too. Oh. You know what? This might have to stay. I don't want to break it. If we break this in the tank, then we're gonna. There she goes. I should spray it with some WD or something. I wish I could find my 7/16. It'd be a lot easier. I might be able to twist it out now with the pliers. I know my arm's in the way, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah, we got it. Okay, so it has that on here. I'll show you. So, because I've seen this happen before. You see this screen on here? We're going to kiss that goodbye. I'm just going to cut this all out of here. And then I'm going to just take a torch tip cleaner and make sure that the inlet and outlet is clean. And then I'll put it back together, and then I guess in the future I'll let you know how it is, but I always get rid of these screens. Goodbye screen. It's the end of that. Let's see if I can see some. These screens always have a restriction, if it seems. I don't like them. Don't like these screens at all. Alright, so I'm going to clean this valve out. Doesn't look like there's any dirt in there or anything like that, but I'll make sure it's all cleaned out. I'll put it together and hope for the best. So, this tractor's only going to be used here for snow plowing here, and if I have to use it in an emergency. The hood's actually supposed to be white. I don't know if I mentioned that. Originally it was white, but we don't care about color. It's not going, not going to any beauty contests or anything like that. So as long as we got some paint on that. What I'm going to do is when I drag the plow out, the plow that I put on this needs a new scrape bar, wear bar, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to just paint the plow yellow so it looks semi, I don't know, semi halfway decent. So, okay, so if you have one of these, if you have an old Gravely and you go to replace this, or you bought the tractor and it has one of these on it, because we're supposed to have a sediment bowl on them. Okay, this is like an after thing people did. As long as you have an inline filter, you can just rip the screen out. You don't need the screen. Also, what I want to do is, I think I have enough chain in there, and I have some brand new chain that my buddy gave me. I want to see if I can make chains for the tractor here. I'm going to take the dual wheels off my father's tractor, the 56. And I think I'm going to do a video where I make chains. The chain that I have is a little aggressive, but I did use that chain. I used chain that was similar to that on the other tractor, and that thing doesn't get stuck anywhere. I think pushes snow like crazy. So I think we're going to make a video on making snow chains also for this. Like I said, I want to thank the subscribers that subscribed, and like I said, it's almost 800 subscribers, and I really appreciate you all, even if you just stop in for a visit and watch a video. I appreciate everybody, all the viewers and everything like that. I hope you got something out of this video. Even though we mostly just did cosmetics, I am going to change this fuel filter, put a brand new one on it, but I'm pretty sure it's the screen here that gave me the problem with this thing stalling out. What else? I think that's going to be about it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all on the next one, and stay safe.